The movie we'll be summarizing today gives the real Nigerian ginger and energy, taking the viewers on a journey into its blend of comedy, drama, and a bit of crime. Summary of the movie: A Tribe Called Judah. The movie opens up with Jedida Judah, the single mother of 5 boys: Emeka the eldest, Adamu the second, Pere the third, Shina the fourth, and Ejiro the last born. After praying when she woke up in the morning, Jedida anointed the pictures of her sons, praying for God's protection over them. We also hear her recalling the words of her father from many years ago when he disowned her because she got pregnant early and was unmarried. Jedida kept speaking positive words into her day, and while she stepped out of the house, she stopped and admired her son's painting. They took her keke out together. On their way, Jedida stopped when she saw her friend quarreling with her husband because the man assumed she took money from another man to start her tomato business since the husband was jobless. He started threatening to throw away her goods if she does not tell him the man that gave her the money. Because Jedida was the one who borrowed Linda the money and she had warned her to stop fighting her husband, she went to help separate them. Linda's husband accused Jedida of taking his wife to sleep with different men for money, and he abused her for having 5 sons from 5 different men. Ejiro, Jedidiah's son, found this disrespectful and called his older brothers Emeka, Adamu, Pere, and Shino. Showing just how much they all loved their mother, they left everything and rushed towards where she was. For harassing and insulting their mother, these men were more than ready to bring hell down on Linda's jobless husband. After Linda's plea, Jedidiah told her sons to leave the man, which they did, and left with their mother. Linda came to plead with Jedidiah to forgive, and she told her there was some truth in her husband's statement. She said she wasn't just aimlessly sleeping with men years ago. She got pregnant when she was 17 years old, young and in love with Emeka's father, Kalu. But when she got pregnant, he relocated, leaving her behind. Along the line, she met Sani, the father of Adamu. When Sani took her to his family, they said she cannot marry him because she is Yoruba and she already had a child. His family shoved her aside and betrothed their son to someone else. Then she met man number 3, Boma. He married Jedidiah properly, but 1 year after Pere was born, Boma died. Lekon, aka Swanky, was the 4th man. He was her children's lesson teacher, and after considering and observing that her children did not have a father figure, she married him and he became their father. 1 year after Shina was born, he packed her money and everything Pere's father left for her and traveled to Ibadan, where he already had a family. This experience made her very depressed and she started drinking. She said her experience with Ejiro's father was shameful to her. They met at a beer parlor. The man's wife had just left him. While they were both drunk, they got intimate and she didn't bother going back to tell him she was pregnant. She said she is proud of her sons and that they are Jedidiah's 5 boys. Her sons were a bit of everything. Emeka was a sales representative at a furniture store in a mall. Adamu was a security guard at the same mall. These 2 sons were well coordinated and mannered. Pere, the 3rd child, was a petty thief, and Shino was a hoodlum. These other 2 were the troublesome children, and the last born Ejiro was a painter. Amidst all their excesses, they all loved their mother unconditionally. Ejiro and the girl he loved, Testimony, pretend to be disabled in order to get money. Jedidiah found out and showed her son and Testimony the video somebody made of them and warned them not to try it again. She also told Testimony to stay away from her son, but Ejiro begged his mother, saying that Testimony is his inspiration. She told them about how much of a gossip the woman who showed her the video is. She chased Testimony and took the money from Ejiro. She gave the money to a woman for her business. While they were talking, she noticed they wanted to burn her son Pere for stealing. He said he didn't steal anything. She stood and covered her son. The woman Jedidiah gave money also defended her son, and they chased the boys away. Being fully aware that Pere actually stole the said thing, Jedidiah got very sad and cried for so long at home, expressing her pain to Emeka. Emeka was so angry he went to the living room and beat Pere on top of the injuries he already had. Emeka warned them not to ever stress their mom again. At the furniture store, a new chair was brought in and a bundle of dollar notes fell out from it. Emeka picked it and returned it to Colette, the secretary and manager. Back at their home, the police knocked vigorously and Jedidiah opened the door. They arrested Shina for being part of some hoodlums that vandalized a truck carrying sand to a construction site. Emeka told his mom to let them carry him because he had done enough. He told her they would go later to bail him. The next day, Jedidiah sold one of her keke to bail him. At the heart of the movie, Jedidiah collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Emeka told his brothers at home that the doctor said she had hypertensive chronic kidney disease. She had lost one of her kidneys and she was relying on the other one. Adamu mentioned that she needs a kidney transplant as fast as possible and it cost 18 million naira. She needed to start dialysis immediately, 4 sessions a week, 100,000 naira each, which is 400,000 naira weekly. This burden was too heavy and it came at the point when Emeka just lost his job because he was absent from work while tending to his mother's health. Driven by the desperation to save their mother's life, they decided to rob Emeka's ex-boss, who they discovered was a popular money launderer. His furniture store was just a front for the movement of huge amounts of money through the chairs. Getting to the peak of the movie, we have a serious question lingering in our minds. Will their risky quest yield any result or will it complicate the matters? Let's go on and find out. In the meantime, before they decide to rob Emeka's former boss, they raised money to discharge their mother from the hospital. The partial kidney failure had started affecting her physical structure. At home, in their very little way, they put together an exciting welcome for her. She was so happy, she thanked them and blessed them. Having agreed to go on the mission to rob the furniture store and taking advantage of a costume party holding at the mall, they made plans with Adamu's colleagues to cover and secure the mall entrance. They agreed, struck the deal, and went on to carry out the plan. They arrived at the costume party. After dancing for a while, they headed on to carry out the robbery. Their mission was not as smooth as we must have been hoping it would be. Because another robbery crew was raiding the same place at the same time. The security man running surveillance was shot. This sound echoed and everyone paused for a moment, and they had to start hurrying up and finding a way to escape. Emeka and Adamu were still in the store when the rival robbers came in. Adamu knocked one of them out with an object and picked the gun. Due to the pressure and panicking, he shot another one of the rival robbers that was coming towards him. Emeka got into a fight with one of them and discovered it was Colette, the store manager, who was always very rude to him. He knocked her out. During the shootout, Shina got shot in the hand. Their escape car tire was flattened, so they called testimony to come carry them while Adamu and Emeka were rushing to the car. Emeka took a bullet through his chest and he died on their way that night. This tragic turn of events made everyone sad. The death was not anticipated in any way, so it was so painful. Jedidiah groaned in pain when Pere and Ejiro came to tell her and their grandma that Emeka was dead. After a few days of treating their wounds, their house was raided and turned upside down. Then they knew they had to leave. Adamu instructed his brothers to leave the house immediately, pick their mom from the hospital, and head straight to the abattoir. Adamu arranged for a canoe man to take them out through the river.